action.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
You know what I'm saying? God, there you go. Now we back. All right.
Building.
All right now. What's up, man? It's your boy Arlington Scott, the man with the voice, and his Third Perspective podcast once again in your living room,
Ho.
You had to have. Now on the audio, y'all ain't gonna see her jump, but you know what I'm saying? We back again with another dope conversation with two great guests. Before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. Shout out to Sachet LLC with the skin products.
Hey,
y'all see my face. Y'all see me do the mask. If you use it, use it. If you don't, you need to. Choose better for your life. Stop being dry faces, okay? Everybody can't have skin like me,
get
but
that clean green,
try to get like me.
That moisturizer.
Use citrus spray, all of that stuff.
Yep.
She got everything. She got two beautiful twins that be working. That's just how it goes sometimes. You got to put your kids to work.
Fact.
That's what most of these little young niggas need to be doing now anyway.
Right. That's what I thought. That was the only reason you had kids.
That's for real. So you don't got to work no more.
Right. Yeah.
But now we're here with two dope guests. We have to my right. We're going to go to the other right when I say the next person. But she is a writer. She is an educator. She's an all-around great human being. This is Kermi.
Hey, y'all.
You know, a little short story about Kermi. I never met Kermi until today, as far as in person. Only met her on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
We Insta friends.
Yeah, pretty much. They say light-skinned people don't respond back to. Never mind.
Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
no colorism will be tolerated here
Don't do that.
on Third Perspective Podcast. I got friends on all the skin spectrums, all right?
Got a good spread.
You know, I tried to. You know what I'm saying? We went all the way to the end for me.
Right.
All the way to the other end with Kermi. Put you
all the way to
you know what I'm saying? Put you in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And then to her right,
the other right.
You know, the other right, she is a dancer, a choreographer, an educator, and another dope all-around human being. This is Miss Nita.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I don't know if I got a short story about her yet, but I just met her today too. You know what I'm saying? So
we lit. It's all right.
The vibe's been good, so she seemed like a good person to me. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna jump right into it because this thing here ain't as easy as people think it is. So yeah, it's pretty much like everything I've been doing lately with comedy, podcast, and all of that. I've been learning it on the fly.
Right.
And I feel like more people should start diving into stuff and learning it on the fly. As far as if you want to do something, then you should do it and stop asking other people if you should do it.
And how to do it also.
And that's another thing. I posted about that. Yo, stop asking people advice that ain't never did the thing that you tried to do.
Fact.
If you had the idea and you really feel a certain way about wanting to do something, then you should do it because you want to do it. So that means you got to take the time to research it. You got to take the time to actually put in man, woman hours to learn that thing and to jump into it and do it. I can't ask somebody that has never been on a stage and done comedy, hey, how you write comedy jokes?
Right.
That nigga probably ain't never been funny in the first place. And I ain't talking about like at the kickback talking to the friends funny either. Because that'll get you booed on the stage.
Real fast.
Yes.
That's only going to last for so long.
It's only going to last for so long. And probably as soon as you hit the stage, that's when it's over. As soon as you get on the stage, that's when it's over. Because then you realize these people don't know me. So them reminiscent jokes and when I used to be, they never met you. So they don't know nothing about that. That's one of them jokes when people tell you just had to be there. No, it wasn't funny when you told it.
Right. Well, can I ask you this? I know this is kind of veering, but I want to ask, what was something, and you can just do like one thing, it can be real quick, was one thing that made you just go ahead and push forward? Because a lot of times that fear is what stops people from just jumping in and doing it like you were saying. Mm-hmm. So what's one thing that pushed you?
I had completely lost my love of football.
Okay.
From injuries as far as to my knees and stuff like that. I'm one of those people when people used to say like, what if you blow out your knees, then what you gonna do?
Right.
And it happened to me.
Right.
So, but I still played in college and stuff like that after it. But then I didn't know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So a couple of years of not knowing what I wanted to do and watching my life pass me pretty much took me to a point to where it was like, bro, I talk in front of people all the time. I meet new people all the time. I make people laugh all the time. And I like how it feels when I make people laugh. Right. But I also been watching Comic View since I was 9, 8, something like that. And I always used to love stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Just so happened, open mic night popped up in front of me for a Comedy Zone in Charlotte.
Okay.
And I signed up. I was also thinking that it was supposed to be when I signed up, that's who was going to do it. They didn't respond until a month later and said this show is in October.
Oh, okay.
I signed up like a couple of days before my birthday. I was like, okay, on my birthday, I'm going to go do comedy.
There. Yeah. Nah.
And I still had to wait. So I completely forgot about it, actually. And then I got an email that said, do you still want, are you trying to do the open mic night? Send us a picture and send us your name and phone number.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I did say I wanted to do this, and I've been telling other people I want to do it.
Go for it.
So I might as well go do it.
Yeah.
And I just went to the show, and I watched like 3 people bomb. The first 3 people bombed bad.
Yo,
and I was like, I know I'm funnier than them. But it was the competitive side of me.
Right.
And it made me feel sports again.
I was about to say, but that's that athleticism too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It made me feel sports again. So I was like, nah, I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then once I did it, it took a great turn as far as I got good laughs.
You got the feel.
I got the feel of it. Like in 5 minutes, the 5 minutes went by faster than I thought it would.
Right.
But then I ended up doing my own show back at home. And we sold out the bar that we had.
Okay.
I got paid for that. And it was dope. And then COVID hit.
Oh.
So it was a whole nother struggle all over again. Right. But that was pretty much what made me push forward and do it.
Just
like,
step out.
I saw people, like once I finally got the call and I went, I was like, these people ain't funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine, then I'm going.
Definitely funnier than you.
Yeah, I'm funnier than you. Okay, I'm funnier than you. Like,
I like that energy though, because you could have just as easily been like, you know what, everybody bombing, it's a bad night, but instead you was just like,
yeah, that's like I was nervous before they went.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, pretty much. I was nervous before they went, and then I was just like, oh no, I'm funnier than them.
I'm good.
I can get at least 5 of these people laughing. If I get 5, I'm good.
Right.
And that's pretty much how it went.
Because I think a lot of times we'll have these conversations and say like, oh, step out on faith or just do it or whatever the case is. But the way our brains are wired is to protect us, right? Mm-hmm. So it's harder for people to really just step out there and do it and figure it out as you go versus having a plan or knowing exactly what comes next. So that's why I wanted to ask, because that's something you said made me
all of these sayings are cool on social media.
Right.
Until you actually got to do it.
Yeah, until you got to put it.
Step out on faith. Follow your heart. Do what's best for you. But then you don't execute it.
Right.
And then it's like, does anything that shit mean anything?
Right.
Because it clearly don't if you don't do anything about it. Yeah. And then we're just sitting here typing and reposting. We got all the quotes.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all the quotes on social media now.
And we got all everything, what everybody's supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to carry yourself.
What you're supposed to say. The
social media got it figured out.
They got it clearly.
Right.
Clearly.
But that just negates the fact that we are human beings living a human experience, and none of us have this shit figured out.
Exactly.
And that's the bottom line.
And that's a part of, that's pretty much what we talking about today. Doing, like, you thinking for yourself and doing what you want to do. And like, you don't need validation from all these other people that have no qualifications on what you want to do.
And also no insight to your life.
Because everybody's life looks different.
Right.
Like mine was, I got hurt with football. My dream, of course, was like most black boys, I'm going pro. Mm-hmm. That was it for me. Like I knew it. And I'm talking about like the hype I was getting in high school and all of that. That was the thing. Right. I was getting called Baby Mike Vick, all of that stuff. My mama was like, he gonna be my quarterback. Like in the league, like yep. I'm talking about the ultimate cheerleading black mom. But like even on Saturday, my mama, we talking about the game.
She's road tripping.
Yes. Mama working all these hours, she coming straight to the game. If she gotta track, she going straight to the game.
I already know.
When I was a kid, like when we was kids, my mama was the mama with all the juices and the snacks. Oh, she was working a concession stand.
Oh yeah.
My mom was doing all of that.
She was active. She was a mom.
My mom was doing all of that. So seeing that and being pushed like that, and football was the thing, and then life hit, knee injury.
Right.
All right, cool. This happens in sports. Bounce back. Another knee injury on the other leg.
And it's still not the same even after the bounce back.
Right.
Then you trying to fight back again. Now the second one happened senior year, so that's really when it's like,
crunch time.
Right. Like,
because you about to get
because I'm highly recruited. Mm-hmm. All these big colleges sending mail and stuff like that, and then it's like they're gone. And then found out I retore the left leg.
Dang.
I had to get another surgery.
Yo.
Exactly.
Yo.
That's tough for a lot of black dudes or a lot of dudes in general,
yeah.
playing sports, because it happens a whole lot more than people think.
Yeah,
like an injury just takes you out of there, and it's really, the coaches really be, all right, well, you hurt.
That's it.
Yeah.
And they could just be dealing with that. But do you sit in that and just, all right, well, it's over? Or do you find a reason to keep moving forward? And the thing is, I had good grades and all of that.
Right.
But it's just, out of nowhere, a random HBCU, shout out to Elizabeth City State University and Coach Tiller, he came in my coach's office, and he offered me a scholarship still because of film and my work ethic and seeing my grades.
Took a shot on you, right?
He took a shot on me.
Yep.
But even playing then, I knew like I wasn't going pro, and I had to find something else.
Yeah. And so how big of a role, even in that time, because you said it was like a couple of years where it was like, all right, what do I want to do? So even within that time, how did you sort out, okay, this is my thought, this is what I want to do, versus this is what's popular, this is what's going to make me the most money, this is what's going to look
right.
best to everyone else, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't think this was going to turn into an interview for me.
She's also a life coach.
It's good.
You know, she's a life coach.
Yeah, she is a life coach. I forgot about that.
Right.
It's just stuff you saying
No,
is interesting
but
to
it's
me, so I
good.
apologize.
I don't mind that. I don't usually get to do this much. This is probably sitting on the side and putting you in the middle. Made this happen. Look at God. But no, I mean, I guess going through that, I got into a space where I was alone. So what I would do was I would meet a bunch of people.
Right.
And I would make myself meet a bunch of people.
Okay.
So when I got to college, I literally told myself, I don't got to be what I was back at home. Because back at home, my dad's a pastor.
Okay.
My mom is known around the community. I'm the quarterback of the high school, and I played point guard. Yeah. and I played point guard, so I was known. Like I was known. Mm-hmm. So it was like I got to stay within this
And
box.
you're from a smaller town, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So I got to stay within this box because everybody knows me. Like, I got a speeding ticket on a motorcycle. Police walked up. He was like, "Oh, you the quarterback?" And let me go. Like, so I was, you know what I'm saying? So I was known. So it was like when I got to college and nobody was around me, I was 5.5 hours away from home.
Right.
It was like, bro, I can be who I want to be. Like, I don't really gotta stay within these parameters or whatever what people have put around me.
Right.
I can be whatever I want to be now. So I went and met people. I went and talked to people.
I like that.
Made people laugh, and just did that. And I wasn't like that at home. So I kind of opened up when I left home for real.
Brought out your extrovert.
Yeah. But I wasn't so much worried about like what I was gonna do to make money, or I was really just enjoying life. I was just enjoying where I was at. I was enjoying not having no rules.
Right.
I was enjoying not have to worry about people judging me as far as, oh, you a PK, you shouldn't be acting like that. Judge your mama, all right? What makes me different from them badass kids that be sitting in the back of the police cars? I mean, I ain't never been to jail.
Right.
I ain't never been in handcuffs, none of that. I don't get in trouble. But I think going through those years also, I wasn't more so on focusing on what I need to do to make money. It was finding what I was happy about, like what made me happy.
Enjoy doing.
What I enjoy, and I love football, and I enjoyed it. But it was just different when it was like, bro, I can really be who I want to be now.
But looking back, so do you really feel like you enjoy football, or was it what everyone expected of you, and that was what was getting you the most?
No, I enjoyed football because I wasn't forced to play football. My mom and dad didn't force. My dad played 3 sports. My mom, I think she was a cheerleader.
Don't do that. Don't roll your eyes at that. On the audio, you can't see, but he's like a cheerleader with the eye roll.
My bad. Shout out to Bay too. She was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
But no, like it's literally, damn, that's crazy. It's literally the same thing like my mom and my dad. That's wild. I gotta get twin boys out here now.
You see them parallels?
Right. Right.
Hey, man. But no, like I wasn't. My mom and dad didn't force me to do it. They kind of like let me and my brother kind of like, if y'all want to, y'all can
go to what you wanted. To do.
Yeah, they were more so on like, okay, y'all can play sports, y'all can do something in church too.
Right.
Usher, be on choir, you gonna pick something in church. But
Okay.
I enjoyed it. But when it left, it hurt.
Yeah, for sure. Because
It
it's such a big
hurt.
part of your life, and you did it, it sounds like for a really long time. So
It
that makes
hurt.
sense.
Like I've been going to camp. I ain't had to worry about working in high school because I went to camp.
Right.
I went to football camp. I went and met football players and coaches and stuff like that. So I loved it. And then when I lost it, it took a while to kind of, I use my personality and making people laugh and talking to other people to cope.
Right.
It wasn't more so of finding something else I wanted
like
to do.
Like a career path or, yeah.
Like I don't got to be alone and really think about how I'm feeling if I have all these people around me.
Right.
If I can find the dopest kickback and then make myself seen.
Hit the kickback, you lit.
Right.
Exactly. Like it gave me the same feeling of being a quarterback in the middle of an arena.
Thanks.
So being in the kickback that nobody don't know me and I'm talking to everybody and my loud ass voice is projected over the whole room and people laughing,
Everybody
it's the same.
up.
It's the same feeling. Because then when you see me later on, oh, what's up, bro? And you remember my name, Arlington. You don't know that many.
Right.
You don't know nobody else in this name. But I mean, that's how it was for me. And I had to figure that stuff out. But I also had to realize like I had to deal with my problems. Because at some point, they was going to come back to bite me in the ass.
So another question.
Come on now, interview me.
Right.
We're supposed to talk about something else, but I'm with it. Let's go.
I know, I'm sorry. But I guess this is kind of taking it back. But so, because when we were growing up, okay, we had MySpace, right? But social media wasn't as prevalent.
It wasn't booming.
We didn't
like
have these phones that we are basically computers that we carry around every day.
Right.
So even that instance, just growing up and seeing the impact that the technology and social media has, like then versus now, do you feel like it was easier for you to find your voice and which you actually liked without that distraction, or do you feel like it really wouldn't have made a difference no matter what time it was?
I would definitely say it was easier.
Okay.
Because I had to talk to people in person.
In real life.
I didn't have to wait on a DM or find somebody and meet them like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to go on that and find them and meet them. Because I even coached. I coached high school football for a little while.
Okay.
And one of my players was like talking to this girl. Like him and like two of the other players were like talking about this little girl. And he's looking at her, whatever. I was like, you know her? He's like, I go to school with her, but I ain't never met her. I'm gonna just DM her later. I was like, what? Crazy part is he was standing at the end, like inside the track. Mm-hmm. The girl was standing at the fence. Walk over there and talk to her, bro. Like, what are you doing?
You're like 5 steps away.
Yeah. So they were really like, I'm going on social media to do everything.
Okay.
I'm not walking because of course a lot of people don't like rejection. From where we came from, like we was just on some shoot or shoot, dog. Like, if she say, exactly. If she say yeah, she say yeah. If she say no, she say no. Whatever. So for me, I think it was easier to do that, but I also had a personality, and I come from a background where, once again, my dad's a pastor. He talking to people.
He outgoing. Yeah.
My mama always had a big personality. Where any room she go into, she probably taking over the room.
Right.
So it was put in me for that. Now I be on my phone a lot now, but when I'm around people,
we all do.
I don't have my phone.
Right.
Because I'm talking to people, I'm moving around, I'm doing stuff like that. So it was easier for me to do it that way. I'm glad I grew up when I grew up. Cause
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Damn. That was good.
Sorry, took a left.
Felt good right there, man.
But I was interested.
Nah, it's cool. Yeah. But I mean, like even in that, with trying to find out what I wanted to do and meeting other people that's trying to find out what they want to do. People still struggle with that.
Right.
And people feel like they need other people to tell them, well, what am I good at?
Need that confirmation.
What
Yeah.
Like Shanita, what got you into dancing?
So great question. Just a church. So like you want to talk about being my mama was gonna be like, you better dance for the Lord. You better get up there, baby. I hit the all of that. Yes, with the sleeves and the whole thing, right?
The white gloves.
The white gloves. I did, but you can't be too, my mama, she was going to make sure. I was in church.
Facts.
She was dad was a deacon.
Come on,
mama
man.
was a deacon.
I always say it ain't preachers' kids that's the worst. It's deacons' daughters. It's deacons' daughters.
Right, because we're not getting away.
Exactly.
We not getting away, right? You got to be there the whole time.
The double D's.
They can't leave.
Right.
They can't go nowhere.
Right, because we got to get community ready.
So glad
we got to be on the church choir.
Yeah.
Right.
So now somebody can confirm this for me. I'm telling you, dog, it's different.
I wasn't going nowhere.
My sister ain't had to worry about that. My dad, the deacon's daughters couldn't do nothing. They couldn't go nowhere.
The church. I lived at the church. There was no point going home. Where's your stuff? And don't let me get no ideas.
Come on now.
You said something earlier where I was like, oh, song, with the studies, but they was just like, they definitely hit. You better know them gospel
Come
songs,
on now.
like
You better know
them
something.
secular.
You know all this.
When you be in the church, you know the word secular.
Come on now.
Right?
Come on
you
now.
know secular because
Mary J, you can't say that.
Mary,
Mary.
shackle up. Right. So I could dance. So that was my first. But Kirk Franklin, he did let us hit a little stomp.
Kirk Franklin, Kirk Franklin switched it up for us now.
Right. So you can hit the, little bounce.
That's
on
a
it.
fact,
Right.
yeah.
Dance in the church, okay.
That's
But,
a fact.
that was scandalous though. My
with the
church,
shoulder.
doing any type of hip hop in church
Can't do
and
that.
have a little beat on it.
Yeah,
no.
I had them old people in my church too. So yeah.
Right, nah, they wasn't.
They ain't
down
going for that. They
No,
gyrating and all
exactly.
of this. You
With
get
the
your old
rapping.
ass out of here, Deacon
Right.
Johnson.
with the rapping and all of this.
with the hippity hop.
With the beat.
Not the hippity.
Yeah, right. Y'all in here. It's supposed to be for the Lord.
Oh my God.
With the T on the end. The Lord. You better pray.
So from dancing in church, like you kept it going.
Yeah,
So like,
so-
what made you keep that? You just loved it that much, or like?
Yeah, so I did a similar thing to you. I went to college and then showed out. I was just like, oh, they not here. I don't got to dance for the Lord.
Come on.
I can dance with the heathen.
Yeah, right. What y'all doing over there?
What is this called?
Oh, y'all leaning
Put my hands on knees. Hey, hold up. What does that move?
Right, raise my hands. Right, that was what knee, feet on the wall type party.
Oh, whoa, whoa,
I know,
whoa. This is a Christian podcast.
This is a Christian podcast. I'm sorry.
Y'all took it too far.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. What I meant was,
Me and the deacon's daughter that got on here, we done let loose again like we did.
yes. Nah, look, I mean, I'm
Oh, my God.
drop it to the floor because that was in with all
Yeah, that's a
that.
fact. Yep.
Yo,
all that.
and
Come on now.
OG.
Walker the boy
Right,
came out with
right,
something on that one.
exactly,
Now.
right,
They got one
yeah.
there. That's definitely being played at my wedding.
And then
Still
get
Yeah.
low.
Still, come on now.
Salt shaker. What's
Listen
the
here.
song?
We can go down now.
Right, go down the line. Right. So all that was at the hype. So I was just like, okay, let me see what's happening with the energy, and then actually figured out that I had a gift for choreography. So actually, I moved quickly from being a dancer to choreographing
Teaching
other
it.
people. Right. Like that's the call. God placed that on my
Come
life.
on now. God ain't nobody else but God did
He
that.
ain't placed it on my life where I was just like, let me go ahead and elevate.
Come
Went
on
to
now.
a PWI. It's important to say that though, because
Yeah.
I also, had to fight with because I do hip hop. I teach hip hop, jazz, what their expectations going to be
Right.
for me. Right? They was like, oh, you
Right.
black, you know how to dance, and I was like, I do. But not because I'm black. Right? You got to clarify at the PWI.
Yeah, I can dance. Not because I'm black,
Exactly,
though.
though. Right. You got to hit the.
Yo.
Right. Yeah.
Hilarious.
You gotta hit that all the time. You be like,
Yeah.
You be like, you trying to go get some wings? Yeah, but not because I'm black, though.
But it's just because.
Yeah,
Right.
just because I want chicken.
Exactly. How about that? Right.
I had fish yesterday.
Exactly. I eat salads all the time. Watercress. Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Where are we right now? I think we're just going down memory lane, letting a lot of stuff out.
Right.
It's perfectly fine. I love it.
But yes, no.
Oh,
but
man.
that's how I kept it going. And then now I teach. I teach at like 5 different studios. I don't own one yet because I don't have the entrepreneurial spirit on me.
Got you.
Some people got to work.
Nah, that's real.
Right,
That's
some
real.
people have to work, and some people lead, and I'm just like, where my check at? That's me.
I
I'm gonna
feel
show
you
up, where
on
my
that.
check at. I'm gonna show up, do the work. I'm gonna go home, and
That's
I'm gonna
it.
relax,
Right.
right? Because I ain't got to.
But I also think that's great in this time too to
Right.
know that.
Right.
Because the thing that's being pushed on social media
And
is
also say that.
you need to be an entrepreneur.
Yep.
Exactly.
For not financial freedom. You need to be.
Exactly.
Everybody don't want to do that, bro.
You need
Correct.
7 streams of income.
Exactly,
Go ahead, open that
Put your side
LLC.
hustle,
Right.
right?
Put your kids on the payroll.
You bought them Jordans. You could have put that money to the side, got you an LLC, and
Right.
made
You
millions.
could have made.
Relax.
Right.
Relax.
You need to customize your own shoe line. Why you buying Jordan?
Why? And these new shoes coming out by is ugly. All right.
Yeah, no, let's
These shoes is stopping.
no, let's
These black on sneakers, them things ugly, bro. I'm
Right.
sorry. And I'm not buying, you don't support black. No, because it's ugly. Not all of the stuff is
I was about
ugly.
to say, not all of
but
them are the same.
some of them shoes is ugly.
Right. It's a
I ain't seen a
reason
dope
that
black sneaker yet.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I will interject. David Banner sneakers are very nice, y'all. Go
Which
to
ones is those?
David Banner's website.
Right.
They red, black, and green.
With the spring, got springs on them.
No,
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Because that ain't the ones I'm thinking about. I saw something.
he got slides too. But
Like,
y'all
got
go.
some slides. I
Look,
feel you.
look, I'm playing
I
like
ain't
I'm
saying
getting
that.
okay.
You ain't getting nothing.
Never mind, forget that.
But no, I'm glad you did say that though, for real, because everybody don't got to be an entrepreneur, bro.
Right.
If that's not what you want to do, that's not in your ministry.
And
don't do
that's
that.
okay.
Right,
That's
exactly.
okay. Don't let nobody
That is
shame
perfectly
you
fine.
or make you feel like you're supposed to be doing something.
Like
Nah.
that's just not your thing, dog. And you know, but that goes back to pretty much what the topic is of today, as far as doing what you feel like you want to do, or doing like moving how you feel like what's best for you, and not taking influence from somebody, because you could have easily like, I'm going to be a dancer because somebody else told me to be a dancer.
Right.
And I'm gonna stick with it because they said I should, and not because you found something else. Because you could have just been a praise dancer,
Right.
and just kept being a praise dancer.
Right.
But you saw something else that you liked, and you went for that.
Right. And now my parents, deacon and deaconess, they come to the dance shows.
Come
they be
on
like,
now.
Yeah,
They gonna
come
support.
on now. Right. They gonna support.
No,
right.
They gonna talk about the music
Exactly. Right. And
with
then
each other.
they're gonna be like, yeah, they could have had a little bit more on. You know, they could have had a few more clothes on. You
But
know, they'll
other
say
than
something
that-
right. And I'd be like, with dance, you got to be free. You know, the body, you got to see the lines.
Right.
And then,
Move.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. So then I hit them with that, and then they be like, oh, that's
come.
true. That's true.
Gotcha.
Right.
We about to tone it down a little. Kermi, so like what made you want to become a writer? Like what pushed you into that?
So honestly, I've been writing since I was a child. I'm
on now.
gonna keep with theme.
Child prodigy right here. Let's go.
No, I used to write poetry and everything, and honestly, my grandmother passed when I was like 6, and that is kind of what I couldn't express my emotions verbally. I couldn't communicate what I was going through as far as that grieving process at that age, and I actually found my outlet in writing. Like Mom was saying, you know, she couldn't get it out of me, but I would write my poetry. I would just write in a journal, whatever the case is.
That's dope.
And so it actually just ended up translating. The biggest piece I've written is the article that I wrote around Christmas last year, but my uncle asked me to be a part of his online publication. But it just really helps me just express and put my emotions out, because I feel like I have a lot of anxiety. My nerves be going. And so a lot of times I worry about people judging me, people disliking me, whatever the case is, and writing allows me to get that out without
do it.
that. So that's really what kind of pushed me into that realm. But yeah, and I mean, it was well received, and that's the thing. I think we get scared, like we were talking about at the beginning, right? We get scared and we don't want to put it out because
Right.
of that fear of rejection, even like you were talking about with your students, right? 'Cause
Right.
we don't like that. But it was crazy because the reception was like, wow, like people were sharing it, people were sending
Yeah.
me quotes that they took from the article, and that helps me knowing that I help other people.
Yeah.
Just because, again, we can present it, Instagram, social media in general is our highlight reel, right? So we post the good stuff, the stuff that's successful, the stuff that we feel like people gonna flock to. But it's like, nah, sometimes we down bad.
Bruh, sometimes it ain't good, though. Like, it ain't sweet, bro. Like, I post a lot of the clips from, like, my comedy shows where it's like, I get the laughs and stuff like that.
Right,
I've got a couple where it was, like, quiet.
right.
My bro, LG Burner, Lance gave me an opportunity at his birthday joint for Weekend at Burners. Didn't go well.
Right.
Because it just wasn't, to me, set up where it needed to be. But the biggest part, I wasn't prepared for the stuff to go wrong.
Right.
So when it did, I was just like, oh, damn. And like all my jokes that I had went out the window. The way I was going to come on stage went out the window. I was talking, just rambling all over the place. I had to then be extra and start walking around the bar. I got some laughs, but it just wasn't what I was used to.
Right.
Or
right.
what I saw myself doing.
Right.
And I had to take that. And ain't nobody seen that footage yet. It might get put out there just on one of those, like, these is one of my bad, because
hide the footages.
I like posting the process.
Right.
Right.
I'm more comfortable posting my bad process in my workouts. Like when we mess up on a boxing routine or when I'm slipping on something, like I like to post those things because it's easier for me to take when it comes to something with sports where we messing up.
Right.
I think with this, I'm still searching to try to be so good that I don't want people to see me mess up in it. And I'm working through that now. Like I get up and talk about stuff on like social media or on the podcast or something like that, and I try to make it sound like as good as possible, like to where it's something that's right, or like I make it sound like I got it figured out.
Right.
Most of the time, I'm talking through this stuff to let myself know that this is where I'm at right now. This is what I need to do to get better. I don't be giving a damn about y'all. Sometimes, like for real, this don't even be me talking to y'all most of the time.
Right.
Like how you like to write. A lot of time, I like to get in front of the mic or get in front of the camera and say the stuff that I need to hear myself.
Get out, yeah.
And then when I hear it, I can play it back and I can keep hearing it. Now I know this is the next thing I need to do.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. I'm still trying to get into the therapy thing. But with my trainer, we talk like for real.
Yeah.
If you live in Charlotte, the burn pit, dog, I'm telling you, it's a different type of experience because he don't just care about your body getting a certain way. He start with your mind first.
I feel like that's an important experience for Black men in general too.
Absolutely.
Listen here.
Those spaces and being able to have those conversations, even outside of therapy. You already know I'm a therapy advocate, and I know y'all don't know me, but I'm a therapy advocate. But those spaces and having those, I don't even know what you would call it. So like for women, I call them a sister circle. So I guess it would kind of be the same thing, but having that. So that's super important.
And it's an older dude that got experience, that went through life. If you see him on the videos, you don't know his real age.
Even when you said that, I was like, is he older?
My man.
Right.
Dog. And I don't know. He always say it to me, and I don't know if he cared, but I'm gonna put it out here. But he is 50 years old.
Really? I never would have.
Don't look like it at all.
At all.
Honestly, when we be working out, I be like, bro, he lying about his age. Like he not.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way he fit.
Right.
He in shape. He move a certain way, but he's so in tune with himself. He's in a conscious mind state to where he controls himself. He controls his thoughts. He tell me about times where he's still figuring stuff out.
But we all have that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's scary as fuck to most people. Just to say, number one, I have full control over this. I can create whatever life it is I want.
And what's crazy, I'm saying this off of me looking at him. Right. He might not feel like that.
Right.
I'm saying, because I feel like, bro, he figured it out. He know life, but like that's how I'm looking at it. He might not even feel like this. That's great. I might be putting pressure on him, to be honest.
Right.
Because he still tell me times where he might messed up on something and he got to do this, and that to fix it.
Right.
Or he got to take these. He'll tell me about times where he just go sit outside and take like a couple of minutes just to listen to birds, or he'll find something to focus on.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, how the hell you get to that? Like. So I'm still searching for that type of stuff because I do need peace, and I be looking for peace in a lot of stuff that I'm doing.
Right.
But I know that for a lot of my life, I've operated in chaos. So I got used to it.
It's the norm.
Yeah. So it's like with a lot of noise, I'm cool. But when it get quiet, I got to hear everything that I'm thinking for real. Mm-hmm. That shit's scary, bro.
It's a lot.
And we be talking about all these conversations about dealing with other people, and we so scared to deal with ourselves. We don't want to hear none of our own stuff.
That's a word.
Come on now, I be preaching. And then I always mess it up by doing it.
Sorry, I shouldn't have distracted you.
No, you good. But like it's really get to that point, and that's for me too, because I got a way of, like I said before, like I got a way of just making myself be likable around a lot of people.
Right.
So I can, like right now, literally, if I wanted to, I could get in my phone, hit up about 6 people. What's the move? Hey, meet me here, and they'll come because they know with me, we gonna laugh. We gonna have a good time. I'm a vibe, dog. Like I'm a vibe. I know. You know what I'm saying? I am.
Okay, all right.
You feel me? I am. Like I put the joint out there on Facebook. I mean on Instagram. The joint where it was like, let people say one word about you or whatever. Mm-hmm. And people kept saying genuine. Then I got somebody that said you a vibe, nigga. Yes, I am.
Like, you're right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes, I am.
You better own it.
And sometimes you gotta do that for yourself too, though.
100%. Yes.
We don't celebrate ourselves enough.
At all.
I hear that a lot from a lot of people, but I also realize that in myself. We don't. I love telling other people they did this and that, or they do good, or I'll send a random, yo, let's go, man, dope, shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't do that to myself enough.
Y'all
It sound like it
that
now.
the other week too, because she was just basically telling me just some positive things that she felt about me, and I was like, yo, I hope I can get to the point where I look in the mirror and see that person that you see. And it's so crazy because it's like listen, we're born alone. We come into this world alone.
Mm-hmm.
When we go
I'm a
out of here,
twin.
we're alone.
You're a twin.
Oh yeah, so you didn't. You're
Yeah,
right.
I mean, technically, y'all didn't come out at the same time.
So you came out immediately with someone else.
Sorry, no, keep going with the energy.
Y'all was attached, just in
Basically,
there.
ourselves is the only thing we ever have, but we treat and talk to ourselves, whether it's the negative self-talk or
Right.
even things that we think, oh, I forgot my keys, I'm so stupid. Even that. Why would you tell yourself you're stupid? And when the same way we have those conversations with our friends, it like we have to start talking to ourselves that way and internalize that. Just like you
Yeah.
said, like, oh, I'm a vibe. Like,
You gotta,
legit.
bro, you gotta do that.
You gotta
bro.
think it. The words have meaning. You gotta say it to yourself. Say it out loud. And like that's the thing. I don't think it doesn't come naturally. And a lot of times we feel like we're always supposed to be striving for more. We're supposed to be doing better. Supposed to be making more money. Supposed to be married. Supposed to have kids. Supposed to whatever it
Lord.
is. And there's so many different things.
We put
right,
so
that
much pressure on ourselves.
Right.
For what?
Good God.
For what?
You can't do nothing right.
And you putting that pressure on
Right.
yourself and you cussing yourself out every day, but for what?
Yeah,
Because what does that do? It just debilitates you. You're not getting anything productive from that.
nothing.
And you wouldn't do that to your best friend. So why would you do that to yourself?
That's the crazy part. And even with us three right now, like we all deal with something where other people gotta like us.
Right.
Somebody gotta like your dancing.
Oh,
Somebody gotta like your writing. Somebody gotta like my comedy. Somebody gotta like my conversations I'm having. Like, but even in that, you gotta realize, bro, this is what I want to do.
Right.
This is what I put together. Here you go. And also be cool with I like it.
And not everybody is gonna like it.
And not everybody gonna like
But
it.
that's okay.
100%.
And that's fine. Everything ain't for you.
I like
Right.
it if it's what I set out to do. If I got my sight set on it, and that's good. You gotta be content with that.
Right.
'Cause
Like I
nobody
like
else
my
gonna find
gospel
you.
a certain way. I'm not listening to that rapper gospel.
Right.
I'm not listening to that soft rock gospel. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
What do you have against the soft rock?
Listen here.
Okay.
I don't understand
Right.
screaming and saying you love Jesus at the same time. God move in silence, to be honest. He don't operate in noise.
The words say every tongue profess. Every. So whether you screaming it, whether you whispering it,
right.
you saying it at room voice.
I just feel like he
Every
moving in
time.
silence. He don't be. He ain't got time for. I see God sitting in a quiet room chilling.
You don't see God in the trap?
He can come in there.
He said, "There's no place. There's no place."
You don't see him at the rock concert?
Right.
Listen, I ain't saying he can't come in there.
Right.
He can come in there. But there's clearly parts in the Bible where it tells you God and Jesus goes by himself.
That is
He
true.
left them at the boat and he went by himself to pray.
Right.
But you feel like where he drew the line with soft rock gospel?
Right.
Yeah, he was like, I ain't listening to this. This right here, I ain't doing that.
That ain't it. This is where I put my foot down.
You're not gonna drop it for Jesus. I'm just
I
making
feel like that
That was
was
a
for you.
song. No, I'm not. No, I'm
Not gonna
not.
drop it for Jesus.
I'm not dropping nothing.
Right.
Right.
You know.
No, I'm keeping it where it's at. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Oh my God.
You're not gonna get crunk for Christ.
No. No. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping Pastor Shirley Caesar. Rance Allen.
I got
No.
All of that.
They done remixed her song.
Right.
Bro,
Charles was down for it though. She was down with it.
I bet it made her relevant again, but still.
Right.
We're going to finger.
Right.
Nah, man. But I think like a lot of us now, we really gotta tap into our own selves and stop being on so much of what other people are doing and try to apply their stuff to our life. Because you don't get somebody else's blessing. I don't care how long you look at it. If you try to do what they do, it don't work out for you like that.
What's for you is going to be yours.
No,
no
I
matter what.
agree
Yeah.
100%. Because in dance, like I think we talked about this earlier, but it's real easy to get a vibe from somebody else's dance and somebody else's choreography, right? It's real easy. How easy is it to be like, oh, I like that, like that's a flow, right?
me
But then you
incorporate
gotta take a breath
You gotta
from
do it.
that person and be like, is that them or is that me? right? Like, yeah, because I'll admit, like, I do musical theater type hip hop where I always end up telling a story. He about to leave.
No, keep going.
You about to leave? I thought you was trying to play me. Right, exactly. Right. I thought we don't do no musical theater.
He was letting the Lord use them.
Right. Nah. But yeah, so like, but that throws a lot of people off, right? Because like when I hit you with the hip hop whiz, you know, people are gonna be like, I don't know if hip hop and the whiz go together. I'll be like, it's gonna go together today.
It's gonna do it today, and I'm gonna make it what I'm gonna make it because I can do it.
Exactly.
Just because you can't.
Exactly.
That don't mean I can't do this.
Right.
Exactly. So
stop giving a damn what people thinking all the time.
Exactly. And then they end up liking it though.
Exactly.
It's like sometimes you bring up the idea, they not confident in it, and you be like, that's fine. I got it though.
Come on now.
I didn't ask you to be confident in it.
But I don't think people are conscious of it. Like that's where I'm worried at and concerned at. I think people don't realize that they're not thinking for themselves because like we talked about earlier, we got our hands on our phones all the time. It's right there. We looking at social media all the time. From the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed, you scrolling. 24-hour news channels. That was never a thing.
No.
So back in the day, you used to have to sit in the front of TV at 6 or 10, catch the news.
That's when you catch it.
Right.
But we literally have like 6, 7 just news channels where they're playing news all day.
They got news podcasts that'll pop up on your phone.
So it's constant all the time. So I think it's harder for people to establish and distinguish, okay, is this really my thought? Is this my idea? Did I create this dance move? Or have I seen this before and it just flowed in with the music I was already playing in this dance too? So that's where I'm concerned. And that's, I think, for us, because we knew a time when it wasn't like social media, constant internet access.
That's why I love the way we, like the age we grew up in. But
Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
I feel like we get to see both sides, but it does make me concerned for groupthink and everything on the other side with us having all these different means of social media, all these different means of just data that's coming to us 24/7. You get a notification from something, even if you ain't on social media. DoorDash hitting you up, Gmail hitting you up, whatever the case is. So that's why I get concerned, and I feel like for people a little bit younger than us, I think it's really going to be not necessarily a problem, but I just don't know how that's going to work. And I feel like it's going to make people very unhappy. I feel like mental health, we already are seeing the numbers as far as suicide and things like that go up. Granted, we have been living through a pandemic and all these other things that are going on, right? So there are some things there. But I feel like the age for suicide and suicidal ideation is just getting younger and younger. That's what scares me about this whole social media thing. And caring what people think, because that's really what it is all the time, 24/7.
I just feel like a lot of it is like you can only control what you can control.
Right.
So I want kids. With my kids, I'm going to do my best to teach them the way that
is a world outside of
that.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna try to control that part. I ain't gonna not let them have fun as far as like getting on social media and stuff, but I'm gonna teach them certain things to where this part of life outside of that is a whole lot more fun than social media, to be honest.
And real social interaction.
And real social interaction and actually meeting people and actually talking to people.
Face to face.
Face to face conversation. Walking to somebody, hey, how you doing? My name is.
Yeah.
And doing that, like, honestly, that's the best game you can have, my nigga. Like, if you a man, the best game you can have is walking up to a woman, hey, how you doing? My name is, what's yours? And having a regular conversation.
Oh yeah, because we are people, you know.
Exactly.
that one.
We like to be talked to.
Yes.
It's
the most important, like that's all you gotta do.
Right.
She'll at least, like, even if she about to turn you, she'll probably do it a lot nicer than she will if you do something stupid in her DM.
Yes.
Or just drop a dick pic.
Yeah,
Y'all stop
you
doing that.
niggas need to go to jail.
Right.
Please.
You random dick pic niggas need to go to jail.
Please
all right?
stop.
Right.
Don't let y'all know that right now. Y'all need to be
100%.
locked up. Okay.
Right.
But imagine that. Women are people that love to have conversations. I never would have thunk it.
Wow, ain't
Right.
it? Wow, man. That's you know.
Right.
This shit crazy out here. But yeah, you got to control what you can control. So like we can only teach our kids, or we can only talk to our friends, or like if each person does that, then you help a mass group of people.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Like I don't believe in one person helping the entire generation at one time, because there's a lot of people that's not going to like what you're saying anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you are saying the stuff we're talking about now, it's something in that they're not going to like.
Right.
If you doing right or you doing wrong, somebody ain't gonna like it.
I mean, you need haters in life. That's how you know.
That's how you know you're
That's
doing
how you know
right.
you're doing something right. Right? If you don't have haters.
Because like when you crossed over from that praise dancing to that twerking, I know somebody was upset.
Right. Yeah, somebody had something to say.
Somebody said something. I know it.
Can't straddle.
Mind your business. But that's life, dog. Like, and we can really just do what we can in our own little bubble and help each other, like with the people that's close to us. Trying to reach to everybody on social media and teach them that ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna happen.
But if you learn to understand there's a world outside of that and teach people around you like there's a world outside of that, and for me, I want to be an experience when people meet me. So that's why I try to make people laugh. That's why I try to, if we're gonna drink, we chill, we drink. I ain't going too crazy. Like I ain't doing no stupid, because I have more. Yeah, we too old for that. We definitely too old for that. Recovery not the same. Well, recovery not the same.
Week to recover.
Yeah, I told y'all earlier I had 3 knee surgeries.
Right.
That ain't a good wake up for me
at all.
But also, it's a. Speaking of,
we gonna lay hands on you. Said a pair.
Yeah, a little overzealous.
yeah, damn. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm weak.
But like just I'll try to make sure it's a good time. Just so like when somebody leaves from around me, somebody got something good to say about me.
Yeah, right.
I ain't trying to be on no like I just met you on social media and I'm saying some wild stuff to you. Cause then what you saw on that social media thing, that's gonna be you when somebody says something about you.
That's your experience, right?
That's the experience they had with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What experience are you trying to give people?
Right. And then also remember that on social media, this is just a one-dimensional view of people, and that there's a whole 360 experience. Like you said, you want to be an experience, but people are only showing you, or you only get one dose, right? You don't really, and meeting people in person, that helps out with you being empathetic, right? Like, because a big thing that can be missing from doing social media, everybody warriors, keyboard warriors. Everybody got something to say. They going to talk about your mama. They going to talk about your kids. They talk about everybody. They say you suck, like everything, but like they will not pull up.
No, they're
in
not
real life, right? Like how many people are really pulling up to say the same thing they say on social media, right?
People not moving like that.
Right? No,
people not moving like that for real. Like, so stop all that extra shit, bro.
Yeah.
Stop all that.
Long story, less long.
If you wanna see me be quiet, approach me on that dumb shit.
Right.
I'm waiting to punch the nigga lights out, like for real. I don't want to kill nobody. That ain't my stuff. I want to knock somebody out.
Okay,
exactly.
I want a reason to knock a nigga out.
Right. Exactly.
Not you looking for a reason.
For real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really, and I ain't bringing the smoke. But if you bring it to me, I'm finishing that shit.
Yes. No. Agree.
And immediately, I ain't about to do all this rah. I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
So ain't no need to even go like that. And I'ma still approach you like I want you to have, even if you come to me like that, I want you to have a good experience with me. Right. Now, we can turn this experience any way you want to.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You control that part. However you want to turn this experience, we can turn it that way.
You want to choose violence, you want to choose
because I'm
peace.
with it.
Right.
I'm definitely with it. But I'd rather you have a good one.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you, Kermi, for letting me have my little vent session. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Shanita, for coming through, being funny. And telling and bonding with me on the church. Yeah, we good now. We good forever. You can come back.
I guess I'm the heathen of the group.
No, not the heathen.
Just leave me out.
I mean,
I went to church too.
You just didn't give us a church story.
Right. So I just want no double D. Deacon daughter. I want no deacon daughter.
Double D or PK.
Right. Yeah.
But nah, man, y'all know what to do. Go ahead, subscribe, like, share to your people, all of that. I don't be knowing all this stuff these people say because I'm not a YouTuber, my nigga. Just follow and listen. That's all I got for you.
Subscribe, follow, like, all of that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you want some dance moves, go to Shanita. If you want to read a good blog, go to my nigga.
Come see Kermi.
Go to my nigga Kermi. You know what I'm saying? You can laugh with all of us at some point. We all funny.
That's him.
Right. Yeah.
Bye, niggas.
Bye.